In this tutorial, I'll show you how you can add some interesting screens or add-ons into your Home Assistant. For this, what we'll need to do is go to our settings and we'll search for our devices. Here we can now just search for what we already have. You see we don't have the open weather, but we can go to our integrations. So we click on integrations here or below. And now you see that if we search for open, I am, for instance, interested in the open weather map. So I search for open weather map and I can click on it to install it. Now I need an API key for this case. So what I'll do, I'll just go to the API for the open weather map and I'll create some for one. I've already an account, so I can just log in and I can copy this one. Copy. And in my Home Assistant I can add my API key. If you don't have one, just log in to the open weather map. Just get an account here and then you'll go to API and then to your my API keys and you can generate a new one if you want. And you can see here the API keys. So in this case I have my key. I'm calling it open weather map. The latitude and longitude is automatically set due to my location that is already saved, and I want an hourly mode in English. So I click on submit. So actually this doesn't add anything yet on our screen, but what we can now do is just add something to our screen. So we'll have here our edit dashboard and we can now add a card. So we just click on add a card and you'll see that we'll have here our weather forecast card. Forecast home, forecast Brussels, for instance. And then you can have weather and forecast. You have some settings and you'll see that it's automatically being added. On the same way how you can now add other modules, for instance, I want the North Pole integration to have the hourly energy price. For this same way, we just go to our settings, device integrations, we do add integration, and we can search for North Pole. But we see that it's not actually added here. So why don't we see this integration? That is because we did not set it up with Hex. So we go to Hex, we go to integrations, and here we'll have to edit. So we just have to search it here or here, and here we search for North Pole. And the North Pole is here. See, you can simply also have a look at the documentation, what it does. For instance, if you want to have a seasonable peak and so on, the country code is BE, and you can have some sensors. So we click on download. We click on download. And it has been downloaded. So what we now can do is go to our overview. What we now see is that, so it was not yet activated, so we just have to go again to hacks, and we'll see here that we need to go for a restart. That is probably because Nord Pool needs a restart. So that's what we'll do. We just click on restart, and it will automatically load the whole system. And after this, we should have our Nord Pool integration activated. Voilà, it has already been started. Try to go now to overview, and we can try to add a dashboard, a new screen, but first we'll check if it's well installed. So we go to our integrations, and we see indeed that we have our Nord Pool that is integrated. So what we now have to do is also activate this sensor in our system. So we go to settings, devices, and we have to add our integration now. Add integration. Now we can click on Nord Pool. So this will add some kind of sensor and ask us for some configuration possibly. Voilà. It asks now the region. It's Belgium. It's in euro. How we want a price, a low price. And we want a price for each kilowatt-hour. And we have to click on submit. In this case, we just add it. And now we have our ID, or our Nord Pool ID. What we can do from here is immediately add a sensor to this sensor to our dashboard. So we can click on device and just click on dashboard here. Add to dashboard. Now, this is not so interesting, this screen. What we would like to is to have a graph. So what we'll do now, we can just go to edit dashboard, and we can add also, based on this sensor, we can have a graph. So we click on add card. In this case, for instance, we can use just a sensor, but we could also use a history graph like this one. So then it will retain some history of this. So we click in this case on the sensor cards, and here in the entity, if we type Nord, we will see that we have a Nord Pool data. Now the graph is still just one line because of course we did not get more values. So what we now can do is add a name, or we just call it electricity price. Price like this. The icon we can select, and the unit we could change that if, for instance, if we want to do it like this, euro slash per kilowatt hour, and we click on save. So in this case, we have now our electricity price and also the graph. So we don't need the other one, so we can delete it. Edit dashboard, up, and delete card. And we click on done. So now we have already a nice graph with the electricity price and the cloud forecast.